Welcome again to my Clasico countdown. Not long left now until Sunday afternoon's game, and did a focus yesterday on Real Madrid, focusing on their returning injured players, team selection issues for Xabi Alonso. Likewise, going to do the same today for Barcelona. So it's Barcelona going to the game 2 points behind Real Madrid. They go into the game knowing full well that they beat Real Madrid 4 times last season, which is really unusual. I mean, they do often play each other during a campaign. This is the first Clasico of this season, and Barcelona won all 4 last season, which is highly unusual. So it'd be interesting to see psychologically how that affects both teams going into the game. On Sunday afternoon, I think a good start for Barcelona would be a problem for Real Madrid. But likewise, I think Real Madrid have the players, the mentality, a new manager, different manager from last season, to believe that they can correct everything that went wrong last season. It ended up 16-7 on aggregate over 4 games for Barcelona, but started off with a 4-0 at the Bernabeu in the league. Then it was a Super Cup 5-2 against Barcelona for Barcelona in the Super Cup. So at that stage it was 9-2 in aggregate. Real Madrid did claw it back. There was a couple of close games at the end of the season. The Copa del Rey final was a 3-2 win for Barcelona after extra time. And then Barcelona wrapped up the league title with a 4-3 victory. Kylian Mbappe in particular was finding a way to score a goal against Barcelona, so he'll be looking to do the same tomorrow. But for Barcelona, they'll believe that to score 16 goals, averaging 4 games against Real Madrid each game last season, it's just an incredible stat. And what have Barcelona done this season? Yeah, scoring goals, plenty of goals again, highest goal scorers in the Liga, clearly. They're not far off averaging 3 goals a game again this season. And that's despite having players missing. Yamal's been injured, Ferran Torres has been injured, Lewandowski has barely played this season, Rashford has been the mainstay up front, but they still score goals. So don't expect Barcelona to change anything. Lots of criticism lately about the style of play, the high defensive line. There's no way they're going to change going into this game. They will have confidence and belief in the results last season, and have confidence and belief in how they play football. So the issues regarding team selection are interesting. No Lewandowski, he's absent, and of course, no Gavi, no ter Stegen, no Jean Garcia. A slight injury doubt over Jules Koundé, who hasn't been able to train since the Olympiacos game. So that's a problem, which might mean, Araujo is the player that could cover at right back. And we know under Xavi he had a little spell where he was playing at right back in all the Clásicos, marking Vinicius. But if Koundé's fit, he plays. Then it's the centre-back pairing is an issue for Barcelona at the moment. I think Kubasi is the number 1 choice. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think Hansi Flick sees Eric Garcia as his best partner. Now, Araujo is desperate to play. He has his attributes, In this game they might be needed, because teams do break the high defensive line, and you do need the quickest centre-back that you've got to be able to play. So it's a choice Hansi Flick has to make. Araujo with his power and his strength and his pace. And if I'm being honest, against Eric Garcia, who's probably a more intelligent player. Not as quick, not as powerful, but reads the game well. Is very similar to Kubasi. So that's an interesting choice Hansi Flick has got to make. Balde play on the left. Midfield, of course, Gavi and Pedri and Frankie de Jong will start. And they've been brilliant this season. And Frankie de Jong's his form has gone unnoticed. Pedri, he gets all the plaudits, and I get why. He's one of the best central midfield players of the world. Absolute joy to watch. Gets the odd goal as well. He's going to be a key player in this game. But just recently, Frankie de Jong has been playing the best football I've ever seen him play at Barcelona. I think it's because of the partnership with Pedri. And also against Girona last week, he took the game by the scruff of the neck. He went forward. We've seen him playing as a holding midfielder, more restrained than Pedri in terms of breaking forward. But in that game, when he knew it was critical, Barcelona got all 3 points, he dragged himself forward, he dragged the team up the pitch, he was getting himself in the box. He made the winning goal for Araujo from a right wing position, cutting the ball back from the byline. So Frankie de Jong's been superb this season. Up front, I think Ferran Torres comes back in. He's only been missing 3 weeks. So I think he starts the game. And they've been looking for a centre forward. The last couple of games they've struggled to get one that can play there, because Lewandowski and Torres both injured. Rashford played part of the game against Olympiacos up front. But I think it's that Ferran Torres is a must to have back in the game. He was on the bench against Olympiacos, and Hansi Flick, rightly so, decided not to use him. just to give him an extra 2 or 3 days to make sure that he's fully recovered. So I think Ferran Torres starts. Lamine Yamal obviously starts on the right, and it's a toss up. This one. I know Rashford scored a couple of goals. He's in really good form, but Rafinha is fit, so he's going to be in the squad. I'm sure he'll play some part in the game. He's a fit lad, Rafinha, and he's so important to what Barcelona do, how they play. As the possibility that teams have found a way to play against Barcelona in recent weeks been because Rafinha's not there. You know, it's his obvious skills are on the ball, his goal scoring, the assists he makes, the chances he creates. And I think people now realise the other attribute he has is he works so hard. And he's one of those players that instigates that high press that Barcelona have to have. If they don't, teams get out from the back, they have time in midfield, they can find the pass in behind, between defenders. Players can get the opportunity and the time to run from wide, to run from deep, to beat the offside trap. So I'm not sure how Flick is going to play this. I think Rafinha will play half an hour at the very least. I would be surprised if he starts, if I'm being honest. I think he's been out for 4.5 weeks. But the plan was always to get him back for the Clasico. So could he have been available for the game against Olympiacos? Maybe. Could he have been available against Girona? Maybe. We don't know the work that's gone on behind the scenes. We don't know how fit he is. There's obviously no problem with the injury. So I don't think it's a given that Marcus Rashford starts. I think it's a possibility that Rafinha might start the game. They've missed him, that's for sure, despite the fact Rashford has played well and scored goals and improving every single game. But it's going to be interesting to see what Hansi Flick does, how he plays it, how much of a chance he takes, how much importance he places on this game. Yes, it's important. We all think it's important because it's the Clasico and it's bragging rights and all that stuff. And Real Madrid suffering 4 defeats last season. They've got home advantage. They're top of the league by 2 points. They want to make a statement that they're back and they're better than Barcelona. In the context of the season at this stage, a 2-point gap, if Real Madrid win it goes to 5, another Clasico to come. The second Clasico is always the more decisive, but this is hugely important. I can't wait to be involved, co-commentating for the English World Feed, Speaking World Feed. It's going to be live in the UK on Premier Sports. Delighted. It's a blessing to be involved in this game. A collection of some of the best players in the world for two of the biggest teams, the two biggest teams in the world, in my opinion. And I'm going to be there taking part and can't wait. I'm sure you're all looking forward to it. Enjoy the game on Sunday afternoon.